All right, good morning. I still have my temporary light up there wired, but I went ahead and installed the switch. It's a dimmer switch. Okay. All right. So my wiring's done here. I've got all this space back here, and I know I stuck my outlet right there, but I'm thinking about making a cabinet back there for the bathroom, which is here. So I have to do a little deconstructing. Probably not going to do this today, but I'm looking at it and I'm going, you know what? That makes a lot of sense, so I should do that. Otherwise, that space is pretty much wasted back there. I guess I kind of thought that when I originally did it, but I said, well, I'll address it later. Well, it's later, so. Batteries, tanks are empty. I've got to still hook up my black and gray tank monitors, but I'll do those when I go under there. I got another valve to put in, and I want to put some more hangers on the pipes. I try to limit my under the RV as little as possible, and when I do it, I try to do several things. So, all right, let me figure out what I'm going to do today. I'm probably going to trim out the shower. I did go ahead and put the shower head back on, so that's good to go. And I could turn the water on right now if I wanted, but I'm not going to. So anyway, all right, let me get to work and I'll be back. All right, good morning again. Today is going to be a pretty active day. I'm going to be installing a little light up underneath here, an LED light, so I can have some light under here when I'm working. I'm going to be hooking up my hot water tank today. The control panel and an on-off switch, which of course will go up to my electronics wall. Okay, I've got my hot water 12-volt run. Okay, and so this line will be switched and provide power to the hot water tank in a sense of all the controls. It doesn't heat the hot water, it heats with propane, which that connection is there. I actually ordered a new union there to get rid of those other unions, so it'll connect directly to the hot water tank. But anyway, we'll get into that when I do that. What else can I tell you? Okay, so let me run. I'm going to go ahead and run some a hot and a negative down here for the light, and I'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to try to stay out of the way as much as I can. This is my furnace compartment. It's got all my propane connections. And what I'm doing is putting a light under there so I have some light when I'm working down there. So what I've done is I've run, a hot and a negative to my light fixture. I drilled a little hole in the back of the fixture to get my wires in, and you can see that here's my pigtails, but I've tied a knot right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. I tied a knot, and that keeps these wires from being pulled out of that box, because I'm going to be connecting these to the, to these, and I don't want this to ever be able to be pulled out. So, all right, let me make this connection. I'll be right back. Well, you can watch me, I guess. All right, so I've stripped my ends there, and now I'm going to strip my ends here. And what am I using? I'm using 18 gauge wire for an LED light. That's actually a little more than I need, but I'm running at about 15 feet. So, okay, and a very simple connection. Red to red, and of course I'm using wire nuts. Okay, that's good. And my white is my negative, so hook that up. And like I said, this is just a service light like the one in my refrigerator compartment, which is kind of nice. And when I'm down here working, it'll just be real nice to have a little bit of light to work with instead of using a flashlight or whatever. I have these lights, so I might as well use them. Okay, now even though I have my light there, what do we do with wire nuts? We black tape them. Okay. And this keeps them from vibrating off. Okay. That on the wires. So that's grab the wires, and now what we're doing is we're wrapping it around the wire nut. And so it's virtually impossible for that to come off. But you don't want to have that, even though this is 12 volt. You still do not want those to come off. Okay. So now those will tuck in nicely, back there. And I've got this Gorilla Tape. Do yourself a favor, never ever 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 buy duct tape again. Buy this Gorilla Tape. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. I just need a little piece. Just want to tuck these wires and the wire nuts, to the back of the, so when I'm screwing it up, it won't, these wire nuts and stuff won't get in the way of the screw holes and stuff. That's all I'm doing, just so they stay in there. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to contort myself. And I just want to use my Phillips extender. It's a lot easier. Well, I say it's a lot easier, but I can control it, I think, a little bit better. Alright, so I may get in the way here, and you may not be able to see what I'm doing, but it's okay. Inside the box here, I've run my wires where I want them, and what I'm going to do is I'm either going to install this, I'll put this sucker right there, alright, and that should give me plenty of light for you know, any work that I might want to do under here in the futures. Alright, so you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute as far as, actually, you know what, I may not have enough room, but we'll try it anyway. Once that didn't work. I don't know if you can see it. Alright. I may have to do this with my left hand as far as the screw gun is concerned. Let me set it in there. I may have to get rid of my extension. Alright, let's see. Okay. There you go. Woo! Just gonna straighten it out. Remember, this is just a utility light to, you know, give me some light when I'm working down here. No big deal. Doesn't have to be. I mean, I want it perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So, let me go get a square. I'll be right back. Okay. I've got it square where I want it. So, what I'm going to try to do is get rid of that. I'm going to try. Oh boy, this is going to be real fun. This is going to be real fun. Whew. Oh boy. Normally I would just turn the trailer upside down and work on it, but I can't do that this time. Okay. Alright, let's try that. That son of a bitch fell out of there again. It's not very high. Alright, let's see if we can get our screw gun sort of where we want it. I can bend these pipes. Here we go. Okay. Let's see if we can get this sucker right in that hole. Okay. My light is wired up. I've got it secured there and there. Okay. And it's going up my wall. And now I'm going to go attach it to the 12 volt. Okay. These are the two wires that I just ran, and now I'm going to be hooking them into the fuse panel. Okay. And they're going to go into number 12, which is the appliance compartment light. Okay. So let me make that connection. We'll come back and we'll test the light. Okay, my appliance compartment connection is made. And now I'm going to put the lens on the light and give the light a try. We're doing this together. I wonder if it's going to work. I wonder. Okay. I wonder. Let me try to hold this. Alright, there's the light. Put the lens on. Here's the switch. Booyah! Okay. Look at that. Look at that. We can see just about anything we want to see. So if I'm down here working, you know, and it's in the middle of the night, I'm out RV boondocking, I don't have to fumble with a flashlight. I mean, this is the kind of stuff you don't get. You don't get this kind of stuff in an RV that you buy, that you pay $100,000 for. So, okay. I gotta be honest with you. I'm glad that's over with, because working on my back is not my strong suit. Alright? Alright, let me talk to you for a minute about what's next. Okay? Let me pick some of this stuff up. Okay? Alright. What I'm going to be doing today is wiring my LPG monitors. Now remember, these go to the unswitched fuse panel in the utility room. So I have to run some wires from the compartment back to the utility room, a hot and a negative to run this. Okay. I'm going to be installing my hot water control panel and a kill switch, a lighted switch. Now the switch that I bought, or that I could find, that had this nice metal plate wasn't lit, so I picked up, I ordered a lighted switch, and I'll be replacing that one. So, okay. The other thing I'm going to be wiring is my heater pads. My fresh, my gray, and my black. Gray and black are under the trailer. Fresh is in my utility room. And these two end ones that aren't marked are going to be for these elbow. So anywhere there's an elbow on the drain system down there, I'll be putting those. Okay, and I'll be able to turn them on and off from here. But keep in mind, these have a thermostat built into them, just like the heat pads I put on the fresh and black and gray tanks when I installed them. Those 12 by 18 pads, same company. Those have a thermostat built into them. They come on at 48 degrees or 45 degrees and go off at 68 degrees. Now, if it gets 45 degrees out, you know, unless there's a strong wind chill or something like that, you really don't need them on. So this switch system here will allow me to go ahead and turn them off, because if I didn't switch them, they would just automatically come on at 45 degrees or 48, whatever it is, and go off at 68. So now the other thing I'm going to be doing while I'm underneath the trailer is installing my black and gray tank monitor wires. Okay, so I picked up some black wire and I picked up some gray wire. Okay, and those wires will run through our electric pipe that we installed, which is right there. And you'll see we haven't put anything in it yet. So that runs down through the wall and out the bottom of the trailer. Okay, so we're going to be running that black and gray wire, and guess where it hooks to? It hooks to these well, one's a brown wire for black or poop, and then the gray water for the gray water. So those two wires will come up through the roof, through my system here, and connect here, and then I'll be able to test my black and my gray. You see they're empty now because there's nothing in them, but we will fill them up and test it. Okay, so while I'm under there, I'll be hooking up my tank heater pads, my tank monitor wires, and getting those wires run back to my my panel up here. And this panel will also be on my wall, so we'll be terminating everything right back to here. So all right, let me get to work running some wires. When I have something interesting, I'll bring you guys on board. Okay. All right, I know it looks like I'm taking a nap underneath the trailer, but what I'm doing now is hooking up my tank monitor wires, and these attach to these posts here. Okay, it's pretty simple. You know, pretty simple you know, to do. You just have to get your right colors, that's all. And the way it works is the yellow goes on the bottom. I have no idea if you can see me or not. If you saw me do my freshwater tanks, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's yellow. I'm not going to crank them down yet because I still want to position my wires where I want them. Alright, and then there's green. Okay, green goes in the middle of the tank. I'm not going to torque those down yet until I get them all on. And then orange goes at the top. Okay. Now, of course, these wires will be run to my electronics center, to my tank monitor panel. And we'll be pulling those wires along with a bunch of other ones. As soon as I get these wires under here the way that I want them. Okay. Alright, so we got yellow, green, and orange. Alright. And there is a white wire, which is here. Okay. And I'm going to get another nut. Alright. I have to do this one with my left hand because I'm over here on the left side. Alright. so I got that started. Okay, now, of course they're not, they're not tightened up yet. Okay, so I have no idea, but you see this red wire and this white wire, okay? This red wire gets attached to, let's see, this is the poop tank right here. Okay, I'm working on this is the poop tank, okay? So this red wire is going to go to that black wire, all right? Now for my gray tank, I got gray wire, so the red wire will attach to the gray wire. No big deal, and both of those run right back to the to my electronics panel. All right, and then this white wire and the white wire that's over on the gray tank, I'm just going to connect those two together, and then just one negative up to the panel, and there's no sense in running two wires. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to leave that hang there for a second. I'm going to actually run it on the other side of the 3-inch spout, and I'm going to be putting wire stuff. What do they call it? Yeah, wire stuff. I'm going to be putting wire loom or whatever you want to call it around it, and I'll be attaching these wires to the tank with some Gorilla tape, and then so they don't be flapping around. I don't know if you can see this little red thing here, but I'll make sure that's good and tight to the tank. So I've got my two wires oriented, or at least running in the direction that I want them to go. They may or may not stay there, but I'll leave them hanging down for now. All right, now I have to go repeat the process with the gray tank as far as just putting the wires on. This wire right here, I don't know if you can see it or not. This is my black water heat pad wire. So I had it taped to the bottom of the tank, and so now I'm just going to kind of push it over there because I have to run wires for that as well. All right, so let me move over to the other wheel well cavity, and we'll get to work. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, let me just go ahead and tighten these up. I'm pretty satisfied. I'm going to orient them all in the upward direction. Okay, no big deal. Okay, and okay, so I got that oriented where I want it. And again, I'm going to be putting some Gorilla. I'm going to actually put some Gorilla tape right over top of the post and the wire. Okay. I mean, that's really all you can do. I mean, this is, what the hell? This is under the. Okay, this wrench worked when I got it. There we go. It's weird. Okay. That's pretty snug. Okay. Our green wire. Kind of run that. There we go. Orient that one that way. Okay, it's nice and snug. And my orange wire. Thumb tighten it first. Anyway, I'll put some Gorilla tape over the post and the wire just to, to try to keep a little bit of the elements off of it. All of this is stainless steel. I'm not sure if the connections for the wire things are stainless steel or not, but if they are, great. If not, the beauty of this is getting under here in the future to to maybe replace one It's not, you know, it's not the end of the world. Okay, those are all tight. I've got my white and red wires going in the direction that I want. Once I got my wires attached and ran where I want them to run, then I will put some wire loom around them, so wire protectors. Oh shit. Alright, let me go. That kink won't be in there when we're all done, but okay. Alright, so let me see if you can see my wires are connected to all the things. Alright. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm connecting all of my wires together, and I've run a snake, run a piece of wire, and I will attach my bundle here to that, and I will be pulling the whole thing up once I get it all connected. So let me finish connecting them and I'll be right back.